Why, hello YouTube. This is Balaam Mage again, and I decided to jump on the Penance brand of Dissipation train. Everybody's been doing it for a week or two now, seeing a lot of the build guides around. This one is not a build guide as much because I'm just basically copying the Penance brand of Dissipation that everyone else is doing. But I still wanted to make a video on it because this might be one of the strongest boss characters I've ever played in my life. It is not fully immortal like the absolute degenerate pathfinders that can just go around and collect all of the balls and X-Arch and things like that. But as a standalone build, this is the most amount of like ease boss killing without doing the cheese things that I have ever had. So good, in fact, that after one full day of doing Ubers just all day in our private league, the build is too strong for me. There's nothing for me to fix. It's already covered so well. It breezed through all of the Ubers except the red ball dude whose name I can't remember, who makes you play 3D Frogger. And the reason I failed at that is because I am Pepega and I can't not get hit by balls. I just can't do it. I don't know why. I'm incapable as a player. That's got nothing to do with the build. The build could take like 2 balls to the face and still not die, but I would manage to get hit 3 times in quick succession, so I would die. If you're a little bit more skilled than me, it'll also do that one. Absolutely no problem. So I'm going to jump in and show you the gear that we're at, because some of it is good, but most of it is just not. And you'll see how strong it is for the level of gear we're at. So let's jump in really quick. All right, so here's our path of building. As you can see, no cluster jewels, which is amazing, especially in a private league. Makes it very easy to build. The only noteworthy jewel that I have is an unnatural instinct, which is absolutely not mandatory at all, though it is quite a good unnatural instinct. I deviated ever so slightly from the build guide. This is almost a copy of Manny's build. Zizaran's covered a full build guide of this on YouTube really well, so we'll link to that if anyone's interested in playing it. I deviated by getting skill effect duration. This has been a little bit of a contentious point in my chat. The reason for this, for me, is you don't actually need these if you're playing everything properly. But if you're going to have a lot of downtime, you're going to be a little bit looser with tracking where everything is. I don't know. To me, this just felt way better to have some skill effect duration. So I took that whole wheel. But otherwise, everything in the tree is just a copy of the build guide that's already out there. I did get a crit hatred Watcher's Eye, which is great. And these were just my links. My empower is actually level 3. I was just playing with that. So I've only got a level 3 empower, not a level 4. And my crit is almost crit capped without crit strikes. So I would be able to replace that pretty soon. The answer for that would be Awakened Added Fire. Would be the very best. But we don't have that. And I didn't decide to min-max this any further because it already did every Uber. So gems were nothing special. My weapon was quite good. It is +2 and cast speed with a multi-mod. We do have a +1 shield. Otherwise, pretty standard stuff. Nothing special on the helmet. Nothing super special on the chest. No supported buys. No corruptions. We've got Unnerve, and this is also where I chose to get my conversion, but there's many different ways to get conversion. I just like cold because it freezes things. Nothing too special on the boots, although we did use the boots to get ailment immunity because I like full ailment immunity, but there's also like 5 or 6 different ways you could have done that. The easiest way is usually the Storm Shroud jewel. We do have +2 and crit multi on our amulet, which is quite nice. But other than that, there's nothing else on it. It's an endurance charge. It doesn't even have a life roll. It was we slapped that, we made that together and was just like, well, that'll do. I don't really need any more defenses. Ring's not special. Other ring isn't special. I did decide to put more endurance charges on it. We've got a bottled faith, which is quite nice. We don't even need the crit from it right now. So I'm not even sure if that was mandatory. Movement speed, armor, reduced curse and evasion on the flasks, and that's it. That which was taken isn't even good either. Though it does give us culling strike, but at the same time, so does one of my charms. Again, charms aren't that good either. I had this one for bossing, frenzy charge generation, and this caps my spell suppress. This one was for bossing, and I've got one in game that gives onslaught on kill that I used for mapping. Where did I put you? That one. That one just gave me onslaught on kill, and that was, I just used that for mapping, and then I swapped it out for 12% extra for bosses, and then we went and did every single uber boss. This is not a disgustingly high number. I'm actually not sure that this is right. It feels like double that. I'm not really sure how Path of Building is handling Penance brand of Dissipation. I know that there's a bug involved with multiple brands. I don't really know how that's affecting anything, to be honest. I just threw it all together and went in and played. I have to tell you, it feels like over 30 million. So I'm not sure about this whole 16 million that Path of Building is giving me. Feels like over 30. But either way, this build is far too strong. If you haven't played this yet and you're interested, and especially if you want to do boss kills or harder content, don't pass it up. It's probably going on next league. It's way too strong. As a nice palette cleanser to move off of this build, I'm going to be trying to make a build with Warlock next. Warlock seems pretty sad. No one's using it. It's the redheaded stepchild of Ascendancies, so we're going to try and make something work with Warlock next. That is all. I will see everybody next time. Goodbye.